Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Sri Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Gaura Nita Krishna Bhatta Lalita Sak Jaya Ram Krishna Jaya Prabhupada 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 Sila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Guru Nityalaya Vishnu Vishnupada Paramahansa Pragajacharya Jyeshtatar Sata Shri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Vishla Prabhupada की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की रामाचरण दास ठाकुर की जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ सड़गो स्वयं प्रभुवन की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय श्री श्री नवद्वीप महापुर धाम की जय श्री श्री पुरुषोत्तम के जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय श्री श्री द्वारका धाम की जय श्री बद्रिका धाम की जय श्री श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय कृष्ण भक्ति बतादिनी वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय गंगा मैया जमुना मैया की जय शिला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय उपस्थित समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि all goes to assembled devotees Hare Krishna, all goes to assembled devotees Hare Krishna, all goes to assembled devotees Hare Krishna, all goes to Srila Prabhupada ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayan Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tata Jayamudiraye नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी Hare Krishna. So on this evening section of Bhagavad Gita, first of all, I am welcoming all the listeners, mostly online, few offline. So by mistake, I went some to Krishna Hall. So that's some delay is there. So kindly forgive me for that. I didn't hear the announcement properly because I was in another service. So we are going to discuss today Bhagavad Gita chapter number 2, and the verse for today is the verse number 50. So okay, is there on the screen? Yeah. So the name of the title of this chapter is Contents of Bhagavad Gita Summarized. Kindly repeat after me. Buddhi yukta jahatiha ubhe sukruta duskrute tasmad yogaya yujyasva yogaha karmasu kausalam buddhi yukta jahatiha ubhe sukruta duskrute tasmad yogaya yujyasva yogaha karmasu kausalam बुद्धि युक्ता जहातिहा उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्मात् योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्. Can you repeat? बुद्धि युक्ता जहातिहा उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्मात् योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्. बुद्धि युक्ता जहातिहा उभे सुकृता दुष्कृते तस्मात् योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्. माताजी. बुद्धि युक्ता जहातिहा उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्मात् योगाय युज्यस्व yoga karma su kausalam. The word meaning. Buddhi yuktaha, one who is engaged in devotional service. Jahati, can get rid of. Iha, in this life. Ubhe, both. Sukruta duskrute, good and bad results. Tasmat, therefore. Yogaya, for the sake of devotional service. Yujyasva, to be engaged. Yogaha, Krishna consciousness. Karmasu, in all activities. Kausalam, art. The translation and purport of this verse by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki. A man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reactions, even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. Purport. Since time immemorial, each living entity has accumulated the various reactions of his good and bad karma work. As such, he is continuously ignorant of his real constitutional position. One's ignorance can be removed by the instruction of the Bhagavad-Gita, which teaches one to surrender unto Lord Sri Krishna in all respects and become liberated from the chained victimization of action and reaction. Birth after birth, Arjuna is therefore advised to act in Krishna consciousness, the purifying process of resultant action. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chaksurinmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapadakamam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitam Sa He Krishna Guruna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopya Gandha Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Savana Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarvasya Kripa Sindhu Vyavacha Patitanam Pavane Vaishnave Namo Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य दस्तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे हरे मुकुं करते वाचन लंघयते गिरिं Jatkavatamahmande Sri Gurudev Taranam Sri Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Vishnu. Hare Krishna. So, this section of Bhagavad Gita, which starts from 30, verse number 38 to 53. So, entire this section, it tells us about buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoga means here it means niskam karma yoga. You have been hearing for last couple of so many verses Krishna has already described. So niskam means without any expectation of any result. Niskam, no kamana. Sakam and niskam. So here in this particular verse, we can see buddhi yukta jahati ha ubhe sukrita duskrite tasmat yogaya yujasva yoga karmasu kausalam. Karmasu kausalam. Yoga means bhakti yoga. Karmasu kausalam means what is the art of action. Art of, that means skillful action. It's kausalam. You use the word kausala, means skill. Somebody is a doctor, some engineer, or some technician. They have different skills, right? So based on that, so it is called kausalam. And till now, all of you have been hearing that how Krishna has taught Arjuna that one should work in a equanimity. The mentality of equanimity means samatvam. In a loss or gain, happiness, distress, any duality of situation, one should not be carried away. One should not be too much happy if he gets some happiness, and one should not be very much. Sukhesu anudbigna, sukhesu vigata spruha, dukhesu anudbigna, vitaraga bhaya krodha stita dhiri moniruchyate. In second, it will come next verses from 54 to 74, 72. Krishna is going to describe what is the different symptoms of a sthita prajna, who is fixed in his intelligence. So here we can see in the previous verse, Mukundat Prabhu, I think he described in the 47th verse of this chapter. What is that thing? There are three types of karmas. कर्मण्य अधिकारेषु मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतु भूर मा ते संगस्त्वक अकर्मणि. So there are three types of karma you have heard before: karma, vikarma, and akarma. Karma means which is described in the scriptures, which is to be done, and vikarma means against the scriptures, that is sinful acts. And then akarma means which has no binding effect. Karma, vikarma both has binding effect on the soul. That means that causes karma bandhan. So this particular verse of today, it says, teaches us, Krishna is teaching Arjuna how one can escape from karma bandhan in spite of working. That doesn't mean one has to give up work and take sannyas. No, Krishna is not telling that. He's saying do your karma, but don't get attached to the result. Don't have any expectation. So in this particular section, as I said, so Arjuna, he wants to avoid the war. He doesn't want to fight. He has given many reasons. Right? One of the reasons, compassion. With whom I will enjoy. I'll commit sinful acts. So this Krishna is refuting by this verse. Don't think you are going to do any sin. We are going to discuss how Krishna is justifying that, and also indecision and the the destruction of the dynasty. And these are the 5 causes, Arjuna. But in the 33rd verse of this chapter, Krishna has already declared, Arjun, if you don't fight, you are going to commit sin. You are violating your Swadharma. Of a Kshatriya is to fight, but you don't want to fight. So that means you are going to commit sin. So it is contradictory. So then how Arjuna, what he should do? So now in this verse, saying Krishna is saying, oh Arjuna, you work with knowledge and jnana and vairagya and detachment, right? But use your intelligence, buddhi. That's why it's called buddhi yoga. Uh, if you are just working without buddhi, it is not going to, it cause bondage. But if you apply your vivek, intelligence, vivek shakti, so then it is called niskam karma yoga. So and then how one can avoid the reaction? Krishna is telling, do your work as a matter of duty, and whether you lose the battle or you win the battle, don't get attached. It is my order, you just follow. So that is what Krishna is telling. And the 39th verse of this chapter has already Krishna has described about buddhi yoga. Yeah. So that means by performing buddhi yoga, or that here it means bhakti yoga, one is going to get out of karma bandhan. The whole problem in this material world, we are all bound of a karma. So here the word you can see, Ubhe Sukrita Duskrite. Krishna is telling Sukrit means meritorious work, good work, or karma, prescribed work. Duskrita means vikarma, against the sastik, that is sinful acts. So here Krishna is telling that by buddhi yoga means bhakti yoga, uh, and one can get out of this bondage, cycle of birth and death. So in previously already Krishna has described Vyavasayit Buddhi. When one pointed attention, whatever your spiritual master says, Krishna is acting as a guru. Arjuna has already surrendered. Sisyaste ham prapanna. So in the previous section, just prior to this verse, in the 47, 48 and 49, these 3 verses, Krishna taught 3 types of karma. That is Niskam Karma. That is also how to practice Niskam Karma. You have already heard in the previous classes. So there is a link. So karma means there are 3 types of karmas. Karma means the routine work, what we do daily, brush our teeth, take bath, and do our day-to-day activity. That is also karma. And some emergencies happen, right? Somebody sick or some difficulties come. And also there's some desired karma, which we want to do. I have some desire, abhilas. So there are 3 types of karma. And bikarma, we know, all forbidden works, 4 regulatory principles. And akarma means it has no reaction. We do that for the pleasure of Krishna. That is akarma. So why Arjuna is refusing to fight in this verse? It says, because he's attached to the result. I may lose. If I lose, this thing will happen. If I gain, oh, I become winner, with whom I will enjoy. So he is analyzing all these results. That is why Krishna is chastising. Don't think of the result. Just fight. So that's why, if you are thinking of the result, you will be in karma bandhan. You are in bondage. So in the 48th verse, one verse prior to this, so Krishna described how to perform the duty without any attachment and be equal in success. And so many places in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will say this. In 12th chapter, in 18th chapter, always Krishna say equanimity. Very difficult, easy to say, but difficult to practice. Little bit, slightest here, there, our ahankar, it will say, immediately become morose or become. So unless one is at that level of bhakti, it's not possible. So Krishna himself is telling Arjuna, just follow my order and fight. Uh, and I will be responsible for the result. Prabhupada gives the same example many times. The soldier, he gets a reward, but another person, he gets imprisonment. So now, from this 50, 51, 52 and 53, these 4 verses, Krishna is describing, starting from today's verse, next 4 verses, what are the benefits of a buddhi yoga? What benefit we'll get? If you are trying to do something, you should know the result. Otherwise, why you will do? So there, the first thing Krishna is telling in today's verse, you will be freedom from good and bad karmic reaction. Because this is bhakti yoga. For Arjuna, to fight is bhakti yoga, buddhi yoga. So there will be no karmic reaction. First thing. Second, in the next subsequent verses, Krishna will tell Arjuna that he will be free. There will be freedom from birth and death. He will be immune to the birth and death cycle, which is the goal of human life. And third thing, there are so many Vedic rituals. So if you are working in this buddhi yoga, you are going to, there is no difference to it. That means you will be indifferent to the Vedic rituals. This is the third benefit one gets after doing buddhi yoga. And the last one, he says, one will have the sambandha gyan. What is my relation with Krishna? How I can serve Krishna, in which rasa or which way I can please Krishna. So that is the Swarup. What is my Swarup? And Jivera Swarupai Nitya Krishnara Das. So that realization will come. So it is a stepwise, Krishna is telling. And the final words of this chapter, Krishna is going to tell, one will go back to Godhead. So these are the 5 benefits of acting in the Buddhi Yoga. So this starts from today's verse. So Baldev Vidyabhushan, he gives a very wonderful commentary on this. What is the power of Buddhi Yoga? He also describes. He says, if you are engaging in this Niskam Karma Yoga, this you are going to destroy all your work. There are 3 types of works in our previous. So many lives have been passed. One is Sanchita Karma. Sanchita means all deposited. Good, bad. So many lifetimes have happened. Who has the account? Can anybody say in so many lifetime back I have done this? But the karma is there. Many times people suffer, they get puzzled. Why is these things are happening with me? I'm such a nice devotee. I'm serving others. I have no enmity towards others, neither I have any enviousness, but why I'm suffering? Many times devotees they think like this. They get frustrated. So here Baldev Vidyaswana is telling all the pious impious, both the karma will be destroyed by Niskam Karma Yoga. That is Buddhi Yoga. Especially the Sanchita Karma, see, just like you remember, in the Rupa Goswami describes, so you take around 100 leaves and put the needle from above to the down. Many times devotees they say, Prabhuji, I'm practicing for the last 30 years. I'm not getting any purification in my heart. What's the reason? So here, Baldev Vidyabhushan is telling, no, don't get disappointed. You are exhausting your Sanchita Karma already, which you are not aware of. And devotees, we only know little bit, but this lifetime maybe, that too, not everything. But so many lifetimes have passed by doing this Buddhi Yoga. So as a needle is piercing from above, down, and we all are at the bottom stage. It will take some time. So don't be impatient. Be have patience. So that is what Baldev Vidyasana writes. And there is another karma. Out of that Sanchita karma, some reactions come and we have to suffer. The devotees also they suffer. And they prefer to suffer the prarabdha. But bhakti is so powerful, even you do intense bhakti. The prarabdha are 3 types. One is mild, moderate, and severe, based on the degree of offense or sins we have committed. So mild and moderate are usually cleared off by Mishra Bhakti or even devotional service. But by pure devotional service, even the severe kind of prarabdha is destroyed. You know, so many pastimes had there. One time Lord Jagannath was serving. He was cleaning the stool and urine of one of his devotees. So that devotee asked, why are you doing all these things? You can just cure my disease. Why you are doing same thing for Krishna also? Is described one of the gurus. He had many disciples and he called, and usually after calling 10 times, they may come, they may not. But one boy came, very small boy, like his, very beautiful looking. So he used to, even just by his desire, you will understand, he used to come and do all the menial work, cleansing his cloth and wiping out the stool urine he was passing, the guru, spiritual master, his old age. So he also asked the same question. Why don't you? Then he understood he's Krishna. So he could not just even pay obeisances. Then he said, why don't you remove my prarabdha? He said, no. As a devotee, I want you should be free from your karma so that you don't have to take another birth. And then he said, why you are personally present? Why you are doing all these things? By being here, I'm giving my association so that you will not be affected by the difficulties of this karmic reaction, Radha. So there are so many stories we have heard. So another type of karma, one is Banchit karma or Kriyamana. Kriyamana karma. Kriyamana means we create. Just to nullify a vikarma or a sinful act, we do another karma. Just like ordinary people do. They do some yajna, they do some havan, puja, and so many things. But again, they create another karma. It may be pious, but again, it is bondage. So that is what Baldev is describing. By doing this buddhi yoga or niskam karma yoga, what happens? The sanjita karma phala is already fully destroyed, and to some extent the prarabdha one has to suffer, but prarabdha is also destroyed, burned into ashes. It's described and totally destroyed, not partially. But the main thing is iha, when in this life, not you have to take another life. Arjun, in this very life, by doing this, that means bhakti is glorified. This whole verse is glorifying bhakti, isn't it? So then in this very life, but you have to apply your vivek shakti, intelligence. Krishna is telling, I am giving you the buddhi, dadami buddhi yogantam. Jena mam upayantite. Again, Bhagavad-Gita. So, so then the point is one should have equal nature. If you are attain the result or not the result. Same, this is again and again Krishna is telling. Then only the reactions will be burnt out. If you have little inclination, why a fruity mentality, this will not happen. So Sukruti and Duskruti, how it works. One may say, okay, bad karma is alright. Then by doing pious activity, man, how the suffering comes? Because even the result as a pious activity, the knowledge of the soul that I am a spirit soul, I am not this body, that is covered. By punya, that knowledge is covered. That means finished. You got my point? Vikarma will get the reaction, will go to hell and all the reactions will come. So therefore, he is telling by buddhi yoga, he is using the word, you can see, jahatya means it burns in this life. And you see, yujjasva. Yujjasva. Yujjasva means by this, by buddhi yoga, therefore, all the um, all the reactions, karmic reaction, are burnt into ashes. So that means whatever bondage is there, it gets transformed into liberation. The karma is the same, but the consciousness is different. I got my point. We are a doctor, engineer. We are also coming to ISKCON, joining. We are working. Some businessman, he's doing accounts, and some cook is cooking for Krishna. All this Krishna karma. In 12th chapter, Krishna says, if you can't fix your mind and intelligence, work, money, then follow the regulative principles, morning program. Somebody cannot do that. At least work for me. If cannot do that, then give up the result of your karma. The same thing Krishna tells many chapters in Bhagavad Gita. So the analogy is given just like a mercury. Mercury is usually poisonous, isn't it? It is harmful. If you put the mercury on the skin, it will cause a hole. It will burn. But the same mercury, if you treat with bell metal, like Prabhupada gives the example, this is all sages. They used to drink mercury and pass in the urine. So then with that mercury, they treat the bell metal, it becomes gold. So like that, there are so many examples. But the good work and bad work, that we have to understand. So normally this karmic reaction complex is very complicated. One cannot even understand how it is. Especially a few days back, we was discussing with one of our senior devotee in the temple. I said so many problems are happening. Devotees coming here, getting dissatisfied. They're leaving the ashram, going to different, and they give up bhakti altogether. So then he said, we have to be very careful. Even in our devotional life, we don't know what karma we are creating by offending. We are thinking things are going nicely, but then after some time, karmic reaction, we are kicked out of the bhakti platform. So that is why he say he says that this karmic chain reaction is very difficult to overcome. Just like he gives an example, like a kheer. You take a very nice kheer. It's very tasty. It's a good karma. But you add little sand. So will you like to? It'll cut, 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 cut. Huh? You'll throw it. So similarly, you getting my point? Most of us have some misra karma. All of us, we have done some definitely good and bad. It's not like that, or only good or only bad. Or in other words, like if some petrol, we put little diesel in the, sometimes by mistake we put, it happened in my case, in one car, I just put instead of petrol diesel, the whole engine was seized. And one time recently we have a generator, and instead of diesel, one of the worker, they put some water, it's gone. Have to call. So similarly, so we have to, or some people they like the, not the pure food, the hybrid food. The point is, unless our consciousness is very pure, got my point? Both Papa and Punya, it should be at the pure platform. That means it should be utilized for service of Krishna. And what is the example of Punya? Like Nrigi Maharaj. You know, Nrigi Maharaj, he did so many pious activities. He was giving in charity the cows, like number of dust particles in the entire earth. That many cows he gave. Can anybody count? But then another Brahmana came, he also gave, and then because of one cow, the previous Brahmana, he complained, and he has to go to hell. And Jamaraj saw all good meritorious work, but only one thing, because of which he came there. And then he asked, which one you want to suffer? Good or bad? He said, bad. Then he gave him a body of a lizard. You have gone to Dwarka, there is a big well there. And he in the lizard body he was there. And all these sons of Krishna, Samba, and all these, they were trying to take it out. But the body was so huge, they were unable to do that. Then they tried, but then they went to Krishna, and then Krishna came. Just by touching him, he just jumped and came out, and he was very beautiful king, and he went back to Godhead. So point is like here, what is the problem? He was not doing for Krishna, and Dan Vir Karna. He was giving a lot of charity, but he died. He was against Krishna. He was fighting against Krishna. So similarly, many times we see people do charitable work and they are doing pious activities, but it's not no connection with Krishna. That is what Krishna is telling. Even if it's not done for me, for my pleasure, you are definitely going to suffer the reaction. That is the whole. So that means they are doing for their own account, not for Krishna's account. That is the whole thing. That's why he says, whether you've done good karma or bad karma, just surrender. This is the whole essence. Then, once you surrender, Sukritina, Sukriti and Sukrita and Duskrite. The two words are there in this verse. From both the reactions, you are liberated. And akarma means it is bhakti. Like one example, like one few days back, I was traveling in a train. So in that train, I didn't get a AC ticket, and it's a long journey. A part of, and that UP, it is very cold, and once it reached Madhya Pradesh, and when some area it is little, and once hotter, and then once it reached, I was going towards south, it was very hot. You cannot. So like that, we come across different stages and different kinds of, yeah, life is a journey. But then what Krishna does, if you are in AC compartment, it's all right. But even in AC compartment during winter, it's too cold and outside is cold. So what the person does, he regulates the temperature. He keep it in such a exact figure so that we'll feel very comfortable, like 77 degree Fahrenheit. It's described. So similarly, by doing bhakti yoga, what Krishna does is all bad karma, good karma, he keep it aside, right? So what he does is he adjusts the akarma, that is Krishna bhakti, in such a way the devotee is well secured from the reaction of karma. Right? Since this, I'm sticking to the verse, I'm not diverting. So then the last word is karmasu kausalam. This is an important word here. So kausala means art, skill. Uh, Different people like our Jadavpati Prabhu, he has a art academy. So beautiful. Today morning I visited. The Ashtasaki is so gorgeous looking, and especially the face of Srimati Radharani, it is so ujjwala, it's so bright. So then, as I said, whatever skill we have, we can utilize for Krishna's service. Whether you are a medical man, you are a technician, you are an accountant, you are a chartered accountant, whatever you are. So, but the point is, it also means one should have a simple living and high thinking. The devotees, this is the key. It's not to make things more complicated. Like I was discussing, I had a meeting right here with Panchagada Prabhu. We are discussing the devotee care health department. How to, so many different diseases are there, and ours is a very small first aid center. So I suggested we should not make complex, treat the complex diseases, and we'll have very bad name. And it's difficult. We don't have any infrastructure, equipment, the medical staff, paramedical staff, and lab facilities. So many things are required. So similarly, a devotee makes things very simple. That is also a skill, a art of doing bhakti. Simple living and high thinking, Rupa Goswami says. And then, but the point is like once one does it, kausalam, the whole point is even after coming to bhakti, one has to learn this art from the spiritual master. And the and how it is possible? By association of devotees. That is the main thing by which we can learn this skill. When we come across a different devotee, there is always exchange of thoughts, exchange of different, we share our problems, and then we get some inputs, right? Then accordingly we adjust our lifestyle so that we can do smooth bhakti very smoothly. So then the whole point is neither we are behind sukha, that is happiness, nor behind dukha, distress. So we want ananda, which is related to the soul and the super soul. That is the whole point. The bhakta, he is always designing how to get that ananda, bliss. That is the goal. So buddhi yoga, it depends what is our consciousness. Any single thing we do, even at the level of thought, our karmic reaction comes not only as per our action, but even a thought we had in previous life, we are accountable and karmic reaction will come. Even what to speak of thinking, even a feeling, whatever feeling we have, for so subtle, na? And we have to suffer the karmic reaction, isn't it? So it is so difficult. So then the whole thing is what is the consciousness required? I am Krishna's and Krishna is mine. So whatever I am doing, it is for Krishna. I don't know it is good or bad, whether it is pious or impious, it is Krishna karma. That's it. Even we usually we don't violate four regulative principles. Sometimes devotees they do something which may be externally looking against the religious principle. But if it is pleasing to the Krishna, then it is also recommended. So, like we have our family members, we can utilize them for the Krishna service. We have little money or name, whatever, beauty, what, all these things, whatever we have, we can utilize for Krishna. So then there is no subha or asubha. Because see, subha means it is gold chain. You are binding somebody with a golden chain or a iron chain, it is bandhan. That's the point. So then, then the result is there is no suffering. The devotee is always blissful. So that means whatever action we do, we transfer, we link it with Krishna. The whole meaning of this verse is whatever action we do, we link with me somehow. For that, we need intelligence. Without vivek and buddhi, you are going to fail. Many times devotee, they one time, one devotee was going to give some gift to another devotee. There is some birthday or something. Then he asked his leader, should I give a refrigerator or a television? He said, what you are going to do? he'll, he'll go to Maya. He'll eat all the tamasic food and he will see the TV and go. So like that, sometimes we have to, not sometimes, always we have to use our intelligence, buddhi. Eh. Then the sanchita karma and kriyamana karma. Kriyamana karma means we have already stock is there. Okay, we did bhakti, that is gone. But every day we are acting. Na? So unless it is at our karma platform, again it is going to cause karma, karmic reaction. So then we should not, suppose you have 10 lakhs bank balance, you want to exhaust it. You give some donation, this, that. Then finally 1 lakh is there. Unless you draw it, and how it will be empty. So like that, this kriyamana karma or the current action, being a devotee practitioner, sadhaka, unless we are careful that it should not be deposited as a karma, then again we'll go on increasing. So for that, you have to be very, the whole thing is consciousness. Whole thing is going. Just have a thought, you are doing from Krishna under the guidance of our authority and spiritual master, then it is Krishna karma, right? And Guru Sadhu Shastra are there to teach us. So then what is the actually consciousness? Means I am not the doer, I am not karta, I am not bhokta, I am not the enjoyer. I am simply an instrument in Krishna's hand. Nimitta matram bhava sabbe sachin. Whatever is told to me by authority or spiritual master, I will execute it for their pleasure. Like we are chanting, many times it is difficult. But when we think it is just for the pleasure of Guru and my authority, or immediately, ultimately for Krishna also, then you see our chanting will be better. Even though I am not feeling good, the moment we feel I am not getting the satisfaction, I am not getting the pleasure, then slowly our enthusiasm will go down. Many devotees they used to share. eh. So this thought we have to have 1 minute prayer before the start our rounds. We sing Shiksastakam, but we have to meditate on the meaning. And also, like Acharyas, they give three kinds of prayers. One before Bar Japa, during Japa, and after Japa. The Nama Ashtakams are there, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, Rupa Goswami, so many things. Just we can pray, I am such a fallen soul, but somehow or other, by association of pure devotees, like by Prabhupada's mercy, I got this opportunity. So please give me the strength, like now Balram Purnima is coming. Maharaj is giving a wonderful class. So all these, the demon, hmm, that is Dhenukasur, what it represents? Agyan, ignorance. You know, ask demon. And people are laughing. Oh, you killed a ask demon. And the all the coward boys, they are laughing at Balram. You didn't get any other demon, you killed an ass. Gadhe ko marne wala. So they are, making jokes. So, but what does this mean? This Dhenukasa, our foolishness. That is why Krishna is telling you how to use your intelligence. Where from the intelligence will come? How, where from? Krishna will give the intelligence. If we are sincere and by association and the mercy of Sadhu Guru. So like that, then what do you mean by instrument means? Just like sometimes the post peon comes, he gets a police warrant. Uh, then do we attack him? Why did you give the warrant later? It is given by the court, but he is just like a carrier. Similarly, we as a sadhaka, we have to just carry the message and give to the whatever assignment has been given to us, whether it's preaching or any other seva. uh, and then a builder, like some building construction is going on, and the labor, he is doing very hard work. Is it that like he is going to stay in the building? No, it belongs to the builder. Similarly, whatever work, the whole thing is we are doing for Krishna. Tasmat sarvesu kalesu mam anusmara juddhacha mai arpita manobuddhir mam evasya samsayaha. Krishna says, while you are even doing juddhesu, means doing war, you have to remember. So whether Krishna, I will remember Krishna or we will fight. So how to solve? The point is, if you are thinking we are doing it for Krishna, that is what Krishna is telling Arjuna. You fight, even if you are not thinking of me, you just at the beginning of the fighting, you see, you just think I am doing it for Krishna. That is Krishna Dharma. Got my point? So similarly, so the whole point is the consciousness. And then by Krishna Bhakti, Sanchita Karma, Kriyamana Karma, Prarabdha, all are destroyed. And then one can think I am Krishna Das. I am a servant of Krishna. And some Gyanis, some Yogis, Patanjali, followers of Patanjali system, they say this can be achieved, this karma bandhan can be broken by tapasya, severe austerity. Krishna says no. There are so many examples. By doing, he says by tapasya, by shastra adhyan, by pravachan, not by anything, but balabhadrena, by simply by the mercy of a pure devotee. It's all going to happen. So this is what the secret, that the sanchita karma is going to be destroyed. And by dhyana, none of these sadhanas is practical for Kali Yuga. In 6th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says, oh, it's so difficult. Where is the place? Everywhere, even Vrindavan, everywhere is all building. You will not get a place. Maybe you have to go to Kamyavan or some remote place like Bhandirvan. You'll get a place to sit and chant. Everywhere some full of vehicles. It is even more crowded than Mumbai, Delhi. So much pollution. Gradually, it's all deteriorating. Recently, our Rukmini Vihar, they are constructing a mall where there many cinema theaters will be there in Vrindavan. PVRs. So this will even cross other cities of India one day. It may happen because most of them are traveled, they are migrated here. So this is what practically is not possible. Dhyana. So then Krishna is telling, apply your vivek. Like somebody wants to put in thread in the needle. So you have to apply the intelligence, how to make a taper it properly so that, so all these things buddhi. The highest thing a jivatma has got is next to the atma is the buddhi, right? So by purifying the buddhi and applying it, see, it takes time. It's not that one day it will happen. If we keep on practicing, we will fail like any time, n number of times. Doing, failing, but never hmm, get this frustrated. This is what Krishna is giving assurance. Don't get frustrated. Like Bhismadev, such a great exalted devotee. Because of karma phala, he has to suffer. So many days he was in the arrow bed. Yes, yes. So many, yeah, we see. Like somebody is in jail. Can he use his force and get out of the jail? He has to apply the intelligence. Right? So buddhi is the better way. Krishna is telling, don't apply your bala. Tapasya tapo bal. By dhyan, all these are bala. By strength, no. By buddhi. So whole thing is buddhi. That's why it starts from Prabhu slok. Buddhi yukta jahatiha. Buddhi. The first thing Krishna is telling. Then uh, then Krishna is telling problems are going to come. Don't be worried. Don't try to solve the problem. You cannot solve. Nobody can solve the problem unless I sanction. So Krishna says you cannot just do it. Don't waste your time. Whatever you are doing, just connect it to me, link it to me. Apply your buddhi, then it is Krishna karma, then you are free. Even we are practicing bhakti, we don't know. Suddenly somebody lifts up his body, we don't know. Many of them may be going higher up to Brahma Loka or maybe to the Vaikuntha Loka. So, so then that is why the Kausalam, Yoga Karmasu Kausalam. That Kausala we have to learn. eh. And it comes how we have to learn by in association, by hearing, regularly hearing. Like I was just one time Maharaj was telling Prabhupada Maharaj, nobody comes to the class. Whom I will teach? For whom I will give the class? So many of us we think, oh, we are so senior, we already know the things. Why do? It's a very big drama. I saw some very sincere devotee, they are sitting. So the desire, the whole problem is the desire. Once desire is killed, karma bandhan goes out. You have heard in the 15th chapter, first verse, Urdham Mulam Adhasakha. So there, what is desire? The water. The water is the desire, right? Once the desire is not there, anya abhilashita sunyam, then immediately the karma bandhan is gone. Simply by changing our desire. And how desire is going to change? By associating with superior devotees, by exchanging the thoughts, by asking them relevant questions. Tad viddhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. Desyanti jnanam jnaninastha. So that is the whole point is, then one will be, all the sins, papa punya will be immediate just by changing the desire, and it comes by association. Association means hearing and also serving. Serving the spiritual master, serving Vaishnavas, very important. Chhadiya Vaishnava seva nistara paiche kava. So that's why so many bhakti siddhantas are there. So then, whatever possessions we have, manasa deha jo kuch mara arpilitu apade nanda kisar. Everything we can utilize. So many wonderful grahasthas are there in our temple. You see, and they not only kaya mano vakya, I mean, that means prana artha dhya vacha. By the whole life they have dedicated. Even grahastha, they don't take a single hour. Devi Shakti Mataji, not a single paisa she will take, but she will give everything to the temple. This thing we have to learn how to give. Bhakti means giving, but if you are taking from the temple, we are at loss. So then the time, whatever time, full 24 abhyartha kalatvam. I was giving a class in last time. Not a single moment without bhakti. Maya is also not so easily it will allow. It will always divert. But then again the association. The best way to get out of Maya is the association of the pure. So that's the whole thing. And whatever our actions, and for a devotee, sleeping is also bhakti, right? Eating is bhakti, taking bath is bhakti, even evacuating also bhakti. Everything is a bhakti. Yeah. And then whatever job, results, everything we can give, and but never ever lose patience. Nischayat dharyat. Tat tat karma pravartana. He says, ussad nischayat dharyat. This is the main key here Krishna is telling. Oh Arjun, even if you are getting a bad karmic reaction, do not be impatient. Have patience and be act on this platform. And then the last thing he says is Sobhav. And whatever pravachan we can speak, we can utilize the speaking ability for singing or for Krishna's pleasure and preaching, so many activities. But then the Sobhav, the nature. Sobhav means that the past impressions in so many lifetimes. It's very difficult. They say Prakruti nave muchyate. At the time of death also Sobhav doesn't go away. Then you have to redirect the Sobhav towards. We have to act. We can't stop acting. But then, as per our nature, if with our intelligence we are redirecting our action for Krishna's service under superior guidance, then we'll be free from the reactions. There's the whole discussion. So Prabhupada also, I've started a little late. In 45 minutes I could finish. So Prabhupada writes in purport, since time immemorial, each living entity has accumulated various reactions with good and bad work. Each and every, so many lifetimes. As such, he is continuously ignorant of his real constitutional position. Again, by Krishna Bhakti, will come to know. One's ignorance can be removed by instruction of Bhagavad-Gita. So this is the instruction Krishna is giving today to Arjun, which teaches one to surrender unto Lord Krishna in all respects and become liberated from chain of action and reaction, birth and after birth. So Arjuna is therefore advised to act in Krishna consciousness, the purifying process of resultant action. So this is what we have to summarize. Prabhupada gave very precise, and then next class, that's 51 verse, we'll see what are this is one result we'll get out of the karmic reaction. Next, it will tell us, Krishna will tell Arjun how one get out of Janma Murtyu and Jara Vyadhi, that cycle. So then it will go on. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, उपस्थित समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. I hope obviously things are not very difficult.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.